everyone, and welcome back to the channel to another episode of the Wrestling Corner. Yes, I'm actually bringing a Wrestling Corner a little bit early. Yeah, I'm gonna give it you guys a bit early. Instead of making it on Sunday, I'm gonna make this video on Friday. Yep, giving you guys the Wrestling Corner episode a little early for you guys, a little bit of treat. So I've done a video yesterday about the future of the channel and the update of basically the whole year from now till the end of the year. Already edited and did the video. It's just it's on my channel. It's a really important video. If you've ever been a subscriber of my channel, this video is very important for all you guys out there. So it's a very important video. So what we're going to talk about today on this fifth episode of it. The fifth episode we're going to talk about is how the Attitude Era saved the WWE/WWF. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. It's been, like I said before, in my Summer of Punk video, I talked about the last episode. I mentioned that I will be doing this video I'm doing now in the last video. It was like a draw. It was 50-50, so I decided to do both of them. It'll be a good idea to do. Hopefully next week I'll be making another episode. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll take a break for a week. So we'll see how it goes, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Now introductions out of the way, let's begin. So it was the 90s. Music changed, TV shows were changing. Gone are like the colorful, bright, happy superhero world. And now it changed to much more edgier, more serious type of shifting of the, things, people were changing. They prefer the edgy, more hardcore type stuff. Like the music scene, the rap scene was blowing up, the grudge music was there, and of course pro wrestling. So WWF or WWE at around the early 90s has kind of like lost a lot of, the big stars I've been losing. They've been losing a lot of big stars to their competitor at the time, WCW. It's definitely called the Monday Night Wars, which is basically the best time to be a wrestling fan. It was pretty much the most historic moment in the industry. It's historic, it's legendary. Pinned from Atlanta, Georgia, the Jim Crockett promotion, aka WCW, World Championship Wrestling, and then you got the other corner, which is the Vince McMahon's from Connecticut, WWF, ruled by Vince McMahon. And for WCW was, of course, Ted Turner. So good old wrestling. But we're not going to talk about the Monday Night Wars, of course. Which, if you guys want me to talk about, let me know. If you guys want me to talk about the Monday Night Wars, I'd like to make a video about that because it's a pretty historic moment in wrestling. So, the WWE around the early 90s, they were kind of not having big ratings. Raw was born in 93. Raw was born. The show is still keep going on even to now to this day. Monday Night Raw kept on going. Around this time, WWE, they're losing the top stars from the 80s. People like Hogan, people like Macho Man Randy Savage, people like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, Ultimate Warrior, ex-WWE guys jump shift to WCW and bring in a lot of money. So Hulk Hogan was like the first guy that was made jump shift as like the WWE guy, jump to WCW, help boost the company's ratings with these guys. And then around like the mid 90s, WWE was having shitty gimmicks. It's like WWE right now, which WWE basically right now, but kind of like a little bit shittier. It's not that much shittier. The gimmicks were crappy. Like you got the garbage man gimmick, you got a dentist gimmick, you got a freaking magician gimmick. The gimmicks were just like random fucking clown gimmick. The gimmicks were absolutely terrible and trashy, and the ratings were freaking low. But not as low as like today. But the ratings were still low at the time. This time, Mr. McMahon was, building new wrestlers. You got freaking Ric Flair was there. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels were always the top guys. You got Yokozuna. Of course it's dubbed as the New Generation era from WWE. It was New Generation, new wrestlers, the up and comers and all that shit. Stone Cold, Steve Austin, before he was called the Ringmaster. And we'll talk about Stone Cold a little later. So WWE wasn't kind of like, WCW was head and shoulders, just mega ratings, while WWE doing nothing. So until let's just say around '96, when NWO was born, and WCW was bringing even more fans and all that stuff. In the east side, we have a megastar and Horizon, a man named Steve Austin. At the time, he was still in the Ringmaster gimmick, still was there and all that shit. Ted DiBiase actually was left the freaking thing, so he left the WWF to WCW to join the New World Order. That's actually what happened to Ted DiBiase. He just decided to go to WCW because they earned him a lot of money. So yeah. So King of the Ring, '96. Stone Cold fought Jake Roberts, won the King of the Ring, and then cuts the iconic, legendary Austin 316 promo. Talk about your songs. Talk about John 316. Austin 316 said, "I just whipped your ass." A legendary line that it was the birth of the Stone Cold character. That's where the Stone Cold character of Steve Austin was born. The time he was a heel, mind you, was a heel. And then, the double turn happened. The double turn happened at WrestleMania 13 between him and Bret Hart. And he was was the mega babyface. Basically, Stone Cold is basically what defies the Attitude Era in WWE. The ratings were starting to get up. And of course, what happened to the Montreal Screwjob, which you guys should check it out. It was my second episode, so check it out. I talked about the Montreal Screwjob and how it affected WWE. And then after the Montreal Screwjob, what I said that the company, started to have edgy product, how women and all that type of things. The ratings were kind of neck to neck between WWE and WWE. Was getting neck to neck around '97, getting neck to neck, getting bigger. At WCW side, you got Sting changing his character, the Crow Sting character came along, and all that type of thing. And WWE got Stone Cold, like stunning everybody, whooping some ass, and all that type of shit, a lot of edgy stuff. Whole Kane Undertaker rivalry. Stone Cold's coming of age because back then Stone Cold was rocking Maivia, and he was a babyface, but people hate the shit out of him. And remember the whole "Die Rock and Die" chant. He changed his character. The Rock was born. He was part of Nation Domination, all that kind of thing. And then let's just say around '98 was when he started to pick up some high steam. And I would say around that time, one incident that actually changed the WWE landscape. Eric Bischoff decided to just air the episode like a spoiler for Raw. At the time, Mick Foley was booked as the main eventer. At the time, he was a lovable babyface. He was fighting The Rock in '99. And he spoiled the episode, the result of episode Monday Night Raw of Mick Foley won the WWE title. And they think that they would say, I was like, oh, we just spoiled the Raw. No one's gonna watch Raw. Everybody knows. Everybody's seen what happened and everything. Yeah, they're gonna free tank the ratings. Well, let's just say the opposite effect happened. People tuned out of WCW to watch Monday Night Raw. It was pretty much, I believe, was I think the highest rated Raw ever. Was one of the highest rated Raw in the 90s. So that actually tanked down the WCW ratings, and they bought a mega boost to WWE rating. At the time, WCW, the whole NWO fiasco, when it first started, it was amazing, it was cool. But then, like, every single person joined NWO, and there's like different versions of NWO, freaking Wolfpack, the Latino World Order, and all that shit. It's just in WCW, it was like everywhere's a new world order. There's different versions. It was annoying. It was like kind of like taking a lot of screen time from the wrestlers and all that shit. I know you got Goldberg fucking whooping ass and shit and had an undefeated streak, but like that moment when people tuned out of Nitro and went to WWE and seeing the match between Mankind and The Rock when Mankind won the WWE title, that is definitely a turning point to WCW's demise. And then I believe the ratings getting higher and getting higher because I think WCW was kind of more like PG, a bit PG, but WWE is much more edgier and much more like more heavy, type of product. ECW, World Championship Wrestling, has been doing crazy in their own thing. You guys want me to talk about ECW? Let me know. I'll talk about ECW from the early 90s all the way up to 2010. So, yeah, I'll like to talk about ECW, World Championship Wrestling. I'll like to talk about that. So, the aftermath after the match, basically the match between Mankind and The Rock, WWE ratings getting higher and higher, and WCW ratings are getting lower and lower and lower and lower. Until, 2001 when Vince bought out the company. Yep, and that's pretty much it. I think the Attitude Era did save the WWE and made him a lot of ratings and pretty much gave him the high-ass extreme ratings. It made WWE what it is, a freaking juggernaut. And by the way, another thing, if you guys want me to talk about, like, there's actually like three things I like to talk about. Like, I just mentioned like just three things. I mentioned if you guys want me to talk about the Monday Night Wars, ECW, or the third one, the Invasion. Yup, the 2001 Invasion storyline between the WWF and the alliance between of ECW and WCW. If you guys want me to talk about the Invasion storyline, let me know, because that storyline is amazing, by the way. But it could have been, handled a lot better. I know that storyline was pretty good, but could have been better. Could have been a lot better. So that's pretty much it. How WWE, Attitude saved the WWE. Well, they turned their product. They know that they are getting low ratings, so Vince McMahon and his genius idea decide to change his product, to change this stuff around. So yeah, that's how it happened, and make them a lot of money around the late 90s. So WWE was in like kind of dire strait in the early 90s because their big stars were all gone. So they decided to make new stars to become even bigger mega stars in a few years. And the company was in a very big way. It was pretty much in a good way. 2000, a lot of more wrestlers coming in, like Edge and Christian. You got people from WCW coming to WWE, like Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho, DDP, Scott Steiner. All these wrestlers just came out, and then like in the early 2000s, Goldberg, all came in. Even NWO as well. NWO made a return around 2002 as well. Yeah. The NWO in 2002 was kind of crappy. I'm gonna lie, it was shit. So that's pretty much it. That's all I gotta say about how WWE saved how the Attitude Era saved WWE. So was Vince's idea. Vince himself. Vinnie Mac himself. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit of a shorter video, I think, more than other videos, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The next episode, either we'll be talking about these three things. I might just make a vote between ECW and the Monday Night War, and probably the Invasion, or maybe the freaking the Invasion, ECW, or the Monday Night Wars. I should maybe I might talk about ECW. I'm gonna talk about ECW in the next episode. Extreme Championship Wrestling. Yep, I'm gonna talk about it. So yeah, that's next episode. And I'll see you guys in the next part of the Wrestling Corner. Wait, before I leave, what do you think about the Wrestling Corner? What do you think? What's your idea? What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's good? Not good? I want you to leave me down in the comments. I really want to know. So I've been pumping about 4 episodes now, and let me know what you think. So, yeah. See you.